Hello and welcome to Alfons Zeileis. My name is Johanna Nagelsbach. I'm the grandniece of the painter Alfons Zeileis. Today I've brought you something. An original Reichsbank note with a value of 5,000 marks, printed in Berlin in December 1922. 5,000 marks sound a lot, doesn't it? You can find out all about it in this video. The German Reich finances the First World War through debt in form of war bonds. At the end of the war, salaries which had remained constant until then begin to rise again. Moderate inflation helps to bring returning soldiers back into civilian employment. Tax reforms to reduce inflation and balance the state budget remain ineffective. The state remains in debt to the Reichsbank. The Allies' demands for reparations lead to further devaluation of the mark. On 9th of January 1923, the Reparations Commission declares that Germany is deliberately withholding supplies. France and Belgium take this as an opportunity to occupy the entire Ruhr area, as far as Dortmund. On 13th of January 1923, Chancellor Wilhelm Kuno calls on the population to offer passive resistance. No more reparations are paid to France and Belgium. The civil servants of the Deutsche Reichsbahn refuse to work. The railway stops running, which also affects Neustadt in the occupied Palatinate. Foreign pupils can no longer reach the humanist grammar school where Alfons Zeileis is now a civil servant teacher. During passive resistance, the German state reimburses the lost wages of around 2 million workers in the Ruhr region. The money is simply printed. Inflation increases dramatically. This graph shows on a semi-logarithmic scale the extent to which the mark is depreciating, to give you an idea of the extent of the hyperinflation. On 31st of January 1922, a letter still costs 2 marks postage. On 8th of August 1923, 1,000 marks, and on 11th of October 1923, 5 million marks. It is cheaper to use a 1,000,000 mark banknote as an invoice block than to buy an invoice block. Money is carried away in pockets and spent as quickly as possible, before it is worth even less. When the employees get their wages, they are given time off, so that they can buy things as quickly as possible. Hyperinflation means that the state and private individuals can easily repay debts, as the value of debts, unlike the value of goods, does not change. Chancellor Gustav Stresemann, successor to Kuno, who resigned on 12th of August 1923, breaks off the Ruhr War on 26th of September, effectively abandoning the Ruhr region. Under pressure from the United States of America and Great Britain, France ends its occupation of the Ruhr by August 1925. From 15th of November 1923, Deutsche Rentenbank issues the Rentenmark. Inflation comes to an abrupt halt. We are still experiencing the consequences of this hyperinflation today. Anyone breaking up their ancestors' households today will come across many things that were kept because they might be needed again, to which their ancestors attributed a value for this reason alone, a value which no longer exists today. In many families there are stories of total loss. In my family, for example, the story of the 2 sisters who sold their farm in the Palatinate and were able to buy just one night dress with all the money was told again and again. Thank you for accompanying Alfons Zeileis through this period of hyperinflation. Now you know it. In October 1923, with 5,000 marks, you couldn't even buy a stamp for a standard letter. In September, we will find out what Alfons Zeileis did with his money in 1923. The story of Alfons Zeileis will now pause for 4 weeks. During this time, we will find out several general things about art. I look forward to seeing you again.